So Cobb County Schools instructing its officers to remove the CBS 46 Bulldog from district headquarters. That's a building that is completely open to the public. Anybody can go in there, all because he was simply attempting to ask questions of school officials after two teachers now arrested in separate incidents of alleged violence or cruelty towards students.
Chief Investigator Jonathan Carlson had only been in the district's office for just a few minutes before those officers arrived. Jonathan, you were ushered out of there.
Yeah, this was an intimidating and unfortunate display of obstructing a journalist from doing his job. And in the end, the parents of the Cobb County School District who didn't get access to information are the real victims.
Police Department headquarters is across the school.
I'm sorry, sir?
I said you need to leave like we asked you.
At least one officer with the Cobb County School District Police Department getting heated within minutes of us showing up to district headquarters to simply do our job. Question taxpayer-paid district employees about recent newsworthy events impacting the safety of students. We made multiple calls and emails to multiple staffers before heading inside the public entrance at headquarters. After identifying ourselves at the reception desk, within minutes, officers began to arrive.
Jonathan, CBS 46, how are you?
No problem. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Yeah, we're just hoping to talk to Nan Keel, Julian Coca,
have
or
an
John
appointment?
Floresta.
Do you have an appointment?
No, we've emailed and called, and they're not returning our emails or
Sorry,
calls.
they're not present right now.
Okay, so we can wait for them.
It's private property. Okay, and unless you have an appointment.
Just to be clear, we've been here less than a minute, and you're already asking us to leave.
Right. Okay.
Are you the chief?
No, I'm Officer Bradford from the school district police.
Is there a supervisor here that we can talk to?
Police Department headquarters is across the school.
I'm sorry, sir?
I said you need to leave like you asked you.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
So 3 officers need us to leave after less than a minute.
Well, when you're not complying with our request, sir, to leave because you don't have an appointment, then, you know, we were unsure exactly what was going on, so we just have you.
Okay.
Thank you for your time.
As officers guarded the door and clearly decided who they wanted to let in, we called our attorneys.
As I explained to you, if you don't have an appointment, then you have really no, shall I say, purpose or exchange of information here, so we're asking that you leave.
Journalists are entitled to the same right of access as the general
That's true.
public. So if the
We're asking you to leave right now, okay?
Does every parent have an appointment before they walk in this building?
Officers didn't have a clear answer for that. We complied and went across the street. But more bothersome, we never did get answers from the accountability or communication staffers paid by the taxpayer to give public information, including and starting with Superintendent Chris Ragsdale, Chief Strategy and Accountability Officer John Floresta, Director of Content and Marketing Julian Coca, and Press Relations Coordinator Nan Keel. In September, another CBS 46 reporter did a story on a district matter in which the district took issue with our reporting. Today, they sent us a written statement saying, in part, as stated previously, due to specific and repeated concerns with accuracy in reporting, the Cobb County School District will not participate in CBS 46's stories. Our attorneys, meanwhile, have contacted Cobb County Schools, and in a statement, they say, in part, the First Amendment guarantees media access to public places, just like anyone else. If a government building, like a school district office, is open to the public, it's open to the media. The government can't make one set of rules for the public and a different set of rules for the media, or pick and choose which media are allowed access and which aren't. I have yet to see a legal response from the school district's attorney. We won't stop pressing for answers.
Transparency from some on the Cobb County School Board, but the superintendent walks away from our Bulldogs questions as staff block him from talking to the district leader.
This was all caught on camera. This comes as the school board held their first public meeting just weeks after district police officers unlawfully removed our news crew from government officers. Chief Investigator Jonathan Carlson was simply doing his job. Jonathan.
Guys, good evening to you. In September, another CBS 46 reporter did a story on a district matter in which the district took issue. Ever since, the district has refused to release public information to us or provide interviews following serious incidents involving teachers at the expense of parents' right to know. Let me remind you, these are the people paid by you, the taxpayer, to give us information and to set an example. As the Cobb County School Board's first public meeting of the year wrapped up, I walked up to talk to Superintendent Chris Ragsdale.
Hey, Mr. Superintendent, can we talk to you for a second? Sir?
Yes. They'll have any, won't be outside for any of your...
Will the superintendent be outside in the lobby?
A district police officer and communications staffer blocked me from pursuing Mr. Ragsdale. Also at the meeting today, Chief Strategy and Accountability Officer John Floresta. Surely he could provide some accountability.
Mr. Floresta, can we talk to you for a quick second?
Nope, he scurried behind closed doors too. How about the newly elected board chair, Brad Wheeler?
Can I approach Mr. Wheeler and ask him if he'd like to talk to us?
In the lobby, they'll interview anybody.
This is Mr. Wheeler. Can I talk? Mr. Wheeler, how are you?
The lobby would
Jonathan from CBS 46. Can we talk to you for a quick second?
More from him in a second. In December, 2 teachers were arrested in separate incidents of alleged violence or cruelty towards students. Multiple attempts were made by CBS 46 over the course of multiple weeks to get detailed information. When the people paid to give us that information failed to do so, I showed up. It's our constitutional right to enter a public space and ask to talk to those in charge.
Jonathan, CBS 46, how are you?
Within minutes of being in the public lobby of district headquarters, the school district police force removed me and our crew, claiming the building was private property and we didn't have an appointment.
Is there a supervisor here that we can talk to?
Police department headquarters is across the street in the...
I'm sorry, sir?
I said you need to leave like he asked you.
A trio of officers closely followed us out. We complied and moved across the street. This isn't the first time the district has faced accusations of First Amendment intimidation. In 2018, some students and their attorneys threatened litigation after the superintendent threatened punishment should students stage a walkout in support of gun reform. The issue made national headlines. We showed up at today's board meeting in the same building where, if forced to leave, it would have been a crime. We wanted to ask district leaders not only about these serious First Amendment issues, but the teacher incidents too. We didn't get many answers. We asked new board chair Wheeler if he was familiar with what happened last month.
Have they briefed you on that? Because that's sort of a serious legal issue that the board chair should know.
I was going to say, I would refer you to the district, Mr. Ragsdale.
How important is transparency for you in terms of the public's access to information, the media's access to accurate information?
I think it is very important.
We'll hold him to it. Board member Jaha Howard.
Transparency is extremely important, and we have a better job that we need to work on doing.
You understand it's against the law to pick and choose which media you talk to and don't talk to and give information to, and that puts the district in a precarious legal position, and that's not a position the district should be in.
Absolutely, and some things are just right and wrong.
Now, our attorneys threatened legal action if officials barred us from the building again today. These folks lead the second largest school system in the state, and the district's actions could land them in court. In the end, it's not us this hurts, it's you, our viewers, and that's who we're fighting for.
A Cobb County resident told to turn off his camera, leave school district headquarters, or be arrested.
And it comes just weeks after the CBS 46 Bulldog was unlawfully removed from district offices for just doing his job. The district headquarters in Marietta are publicly owned. Chief Investigator Jonathan Carlson here now with the new video. Jonathan.
Guys, good evening to you. I showed up at district offices today to give staff a chance to explain this video, but they weren't interested in even hearing what the story was about, refusing to come out and talk to me. This, as school leaders have so far failed to explain their actions.
Damn, if I was committing a crime,
A man claiming to be a Marietta resident posted this video to YouTube. He says he showed up at Cobb County School District headquarters 2 days ago to make an open records request and exercise what he claims is his First Amendment right to film the process.
This is the public easement. You see the power
That's
pole?
when he says district officers told him to leave the property.
You are not welcome to video in here. You're
Why not?
terrorizing these ladies.
Really?
Yes.
What I'm doing? But I'm terrorizing the ladies.
You are terrorizing the ladies. You are making them uncomfortable.
He told the officers he planned to return the next day. He was threatened with handcuffs.
If you are on school district property, then I'm going to arrest you.
The man who took the video didn't want us to show his face or share his name for fear of losing his job. But we asked him over the phone what his intentions were.
Just to teach our government employees that anybody can go there, ask questions, do public records, record, take pictures.
You have a wonderful day.
We weren't there and can't speak to the man's actions, but what the video does appear to show is a pattern similar to what CBS 46 experienced just last month. District leaders instructing its police force to remove people from a building open to the public they don't seem to like. District headquarters, 514 Glover Street, is listed on county tax records as exempt public property. It's publicly owned and subject to public access. When CBS 46 was unlawfully removed from headquarters last month for simply attempting to question district leaders who had refused requests for information, our attorneys sent a series of letters to the district demanding to know why officers were claiming the building is private property. We've gotten no response.
This is Cobb County School District property.
We wanted to know today why a citizen of Cobb County was being told the same and threatened with arrest if he didn't leave the property on demand.
If you are going to come in here and video, we're not going to allow you to do that. The difference between whether or not you video or not is whether or not you're making people uncomfortable.
And then there's this curious exchange.
Anybody can come here, right?
As
The
long
same
as
way
you're
I
not
did?
Creating a problem.
Apparently in December, a television reporter showing up to question those in power was a problem.
Hi there.
I showed up again at district headquarters today to ask about this most recent incident. I was told I would need an appointment, and after waiting nearly 20 minutes, no one came out to speak to me. When I headed to the district police department...
Hey there, Jonathan from CBS 46, hoping to talk to Chief Story, is he in?
A lieutenant told me the chief can't speak without district approval.
He's the chief of police. We figured he's got some authority to address the actions of his officers, so we wanted to come to him directly. The police force takes direction from district leadership?
Yes, we work for the district, yes.
I was told the people who could give the chief approval to explain things are the superintendent and accountability officer John Floresta.
Sir?
They'll have any.
Good luck with that. Both ran from my questions at the most recent board meeting just last week. Now, I want to reiterate, it's been nearly a month since our attorneys first demanded answers from the district. Their silence begs more questions that we plan to continue asking, guys.
Good. Glad you're asking them. We'll get some answers eventually, I'm sure.